Tim.
I don't know. Yes.
What's your topic?
So my topic today is actually via Nick.
Yes.
Via Twitter.
Via Twitter. If you have topics, please follow.
So we're
any of us
finally
on
out. The
Twitter.
barrel is empty.
Tweet at us.
Yeah. No. I just decided not to.
Cochran.
Really?
That was his fucking name?
Jesse Cochran.
Yeah.
And then they probably
That
changed it after the
British
O.J.
sounding.
Simpson.
Well, it's like
thing.
I'm saying it's some like not Greek name.
Cochran. It's American sound.
Yeah, some.
Sounds like cock ring.
Sorry, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Alex Price 19 wants to know, who do we want to bring back from the dead?
So if we could bring someone back from the dead.
And we're not talking zombies here. We're talking
Besides
any human being.
How long are they back for?
forever.
Indefinitely.
Well,
forever.
Until
they die again.
Until they die again.
So are they coming? If they died at 74, are they coming back?
They come
at
back
74?
at 74.
And they have a lot. Then they just have to deal with the same shit they were dealing with.
It's just like, yeah.
If they had cancer, they have cancer.
Well, that's why it might be a good idea to bring someone back that had like an accidental death so they can live
Yeah.
the rest of their life.
So I feel like we have to
That'd
give
be
the
the
shout
worst.
out
You
to
bring
Paul
someone-
Walker immediately. Right,
I'm gonna
Nick?
go. Yeah, I go Paul Walker.
sure.
Right.
Only because I want, like, the Fast and Furious series is not going to end correctly without Paul Walker.
Yeah.
I said it.
That's the person you're going to bring
Yeah,
back
he
from the
almost broke
dead
his
is Paul
phone.
Walker.
Here,
Well,
time
that's
out real
important.
quick to bring you up to speed and everyone who doesn't know.
Up to
These
speed.
two are the biggest Fast and the Furious fans I've ever
Probably
met
in the
my whole
world.
But
life.
that's the choice in the history of the world?
Paul Walker was a saint.
Paul Walker. I'm not arguing
He
the
liked to live fast and drive
the
fast.
levity of Paul Walker.
I almost said
but
die
that's
fast.
Yeah.
Not what I meant.
That's your choice?
I mean, we got to finish the series.
Gotta finish the series. This is big.
On to somebody else at this point.
Who you got, Colin? I don't know. I'm thinking.
I just based on like how historically this would fuck everything up and also religiously
What are you
fuck
gonna
everything
say?
up.
Yeah, let's travel back.
Bring Jesus
bring
Christ
Jesus
back.
back.
Because this would
So you bring-
for Christianity to come to fruition, right? And like it, he has to die and then come back, right?
Yeah.
But he died and came back, and then when he comes back again, that is the apocalypse, right? Like the
Right.
second coming. So the rapture happens, all those things, but you just bring him back. And it just fucks everything up. And everyone's like, "What are you doing here? It's not time yet." Like,
What are you doing, dude?
Like, because he comes back as just a dude, a carpenter, like we were talking before. He's got skills. Might not know how to use like some of the drills and things that we use today, but he could
iPhone.
Yeah,
probably.
but I think carpentry is like it's like
It transcends?
math. Yeah, exactly.
So I would bring back Jesus Christ just because and it's not a disrespect to anyone, any religious person, because as you guys know, I don't disrespect religious people at all. I actually respect them a great deal. But I just think that it's a very interesting thing to propose, like to bring Jesus back into the fold.
I mean, I think that's the answer some people were looking for, but we all know that given the choice of
Maybe
seeing what
it's a
happens
bit
to
obvious,
Jesus,
but I like the shit out of it. I think it's great. I'm just going to say Kenny.
Kenny Loggins, did he die?
No.
Kenny, South Park, Kenny?
Yeah.
Good. I like that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I like Kenny Loggins.
Yeah.
I like that's how
Kenny
you
Loggins.
You
No,
chose
he's
Loggins
dead?
is watching at home. He's like, I'm not even dead.
Clearly
I'm not watching this show anymore.
It's like Matt Scarpino.
No, I like
Too many
Jesus
K-Logs.
Christ. I like Jesus Christ because it would completely alter our course and
That would be crazy.
eradicate a complete religion. If he was alive, Christianity may or may not exist.
That's true.
Right? If he lived for another 100 or so years.
But you're like a rebel rouser. That's
If you
totally
live
something
another
would do.
100 years,
I'm just more
you
curious.
got a brand new.
Actually, you know
Jesus
what?
Christ.
I've been having a couple of cocktails. That's a whole new ballgame,
Yeah.
especially back then because no
You're
one lived
telling
past
me
25.
This guy is 140 years old. Holy gosh, he's got to be the same
Wait a
guy.
minute. What is your fucking secret? Do you do yoga?
There is some.
Pilates.
Pilates? Are you in
do
the
the-
caveman
in
diet? Because I've
3,000
heard
years,
good
there's
things.
going to be this thing called podcasts
Pilates.
and YouTube,
Yes.
and someone's going to wish me back.
You
to
know,
life.
it's like another one of those moments where I said it and I was like,
Yeah, that's good.
One guess as to who hates when I pronounce Pilates that way.
Pilates?
No, my wife.
Oh.
Get
Or
it.
Pilates?
Pontius Pilates.
I'm like, I want to study the ancient art of Pilates. She's like, you're an idiot. Stop talking.
Get the fuck out of her,
Stop
getting
saying
divorced.
this in the middle of the
Do you want to
restaurant.
talk about your marriage real quick?
No, that's a topic for another day. Totally, completely other day. We
Well,
can
you
talk.
brought it up. I thought maybe
We'll talk about that later
Okay, that's cool.
after the cameras are off.
Real quick, I just thought of something real quick. Just total non sequitur more about JC. We know Jesus Christ was a real
Jesus Christ,
person
got it.
Oh, yeah.
because of Josephus and other Roman
Are you
historians, right?
religious? Are you a religious person?
No.
He reads a lot.
Oh, okay.
So like,
So there we go.
so
Yeah.
like, there's historians, Roman historians who we trust with everything else that say Jesus existed, Pontius Pilate killed Jesus, and all those kinds of things. What if you brought Jesus back though? Because a lot of people, think back in historicity and are like, maybe Jesus was. No, the Jewish faith doesn't believe Jesus. They believe Jesus was a holy man, but not the Messiah, right? Like he didn't have, he turned water into wine, or like all those kinds of things that all happen in the New Testament. So what if you brought Jesus back and you found out that maybe they were right? Like Jesus comes back and he's just a dude and he's actually delusional. You know, like 'cause some people think Jesus was just totally delusional.
He's a magician.
But then, like, how would you get people to believe that, right? Like, so here's my thing. No one knows what Jesus looks like.
Right. Oh, the people
gotta-
would be very surprised with the way
got
Jesus
at
looks.
least-
He looked like it's orange. Like
We've
he'd
gotta-
be like super short and kind of orange colored. You know what I mean? He's a Jew in the desert. I mean, it's a million years ago. Anyway, go.
Well, all I'm saying is it
At
would
least.
be easier to convince the world that Paul Walker was back because you just put him right back into the filming of Fast 7. You're good to go.
It would definitely be more important to bring Paul Walker back than Jesus.
He would.
Christ.
Let's put it this way.
Fucking Jesus Christ.
Who
Yeah.
do you think would draw more at the box office?
Honestly, I think that if Jesus
Pete
Christ
Davidson-
came back, the world would probably end. But you know,
You continue to disappoint
When
me
Jesus
throughout the
Christ
course
came
of
back
this
from the dead.
podcast.
And
And I'm a fan of Paul Walker, but I mean, dude.
Here's what I'm
Hey,
gonna say.
man.
I'm going in a different direction.
Where you going with this?
Than where
Please,
you guys are doing
break
yours.
this up.
I would.
Jesus Christ comes back to throw one bachelor party. Sorry,
In
continue.
Fast and the Furious 14. That's where we'd be if Paul Walker was still alive, by the way.
That's what-
See, that's a world that we're living in.
From your mouth to God's ears.
Anyway, please keep going.
I'm going, you know, I get to go back and watch what happens when this person comes back from the dead. I want to bring back from the dead, as soon as he dies, John F. Kennedy. So the assassination.
as soon as he dies,
So what you guys are bringing Jesus.
he's in the hospital in Dallas and he comes back.
Exactly, and he's fine.
It's like, what the f-
Exactly, he's fine. Like he's a complete human being. Everything's fine, and then it picks up, and we see. But I get to watch as an observer, like the Watcher in Marvel Comics,
Yeah,
to
cool.
see what happens in that what if universe. You know what I mean? What is the course of American history and Vietnam and everything else with him
Vietnam probably escalates.
not dead?
I don't know. I mean,
That's a good one.
that is a good one. It's a very
It's a really good one because he was a fucking hell of a president and a decent person. That was eloquent.
I just in a selfish way, like when we've talked about this before. We talked about it on a conversation with Colin, which was like, one of the most annoying things that ever happened in history to me is Jack Ruby killing Lee Harvey Oswald. That fucking infuriates me. Like every time I see that footage, I'm like, what? Like the history and all of the knowledge of what happened just collapsed on that fucking floor because this idiot, you know, this low-level mobster walks up to him and fucking shoots him, and because that we'll never know. Like one of the great mysteries in American history was totally. He fucking ruined it, you know, so I don't want to bring Lee Harvey Oswald back. He's a fucking defector and a traitor, and obviously all those things, a murderer. But you know, that's certainly one of the great unsolved mysteries because of that one event.
Do you think that was the linchpin in the cover-up, though?
I mean, that's what
Without
indicates that
that
there was a cover.
testimony, that we would know what happened. I mean, you know how much other evidence has surfaced over the years that has been squashed by the FBI and the CIA and all that shit.
Yeah, but all there's all
That would have been squashed too. I mean,
But
that would have been handled.
But there was all the conflicting congressional reports. I think there was a congressional report right afterwards, or in the early 70s, that said there wasn't a second shooter, that it wasn't a conspiracy. And then in the 80s, and they do another one, and they said there probably
Sacred
wasn't.
film, all that
Yeah,
shit.
and they were like, there was a second shooter. Like,
Yeah.
there is a conspiracy. You know, like, and like,
But
like
you feel that was the one moment in time
we
that would
know-
have solved the puzzle.
From X.
well, I just feel
feels-
like if
I
you
mean,
have
like-
the shooter alive, then he's gonna like.
He was already talking.
Dude,
I'm
they
a
would've
patsy.
fucking
I'm a
handled him,
patsy.
too.
He would have given you breadcrumbs to go in the direction to raise the conversation.
yeah.
Spoilers, we know from X-Men Days of Future Past though that he was mutant. So,
Is that true in that movie?
spoilers.
Lee Harvey Oswald's a mutant.
No,
Kennedy's
mutant.
Kennedy's mutant. Oh, that's bad. I wish
He's
the
an
answer
alien.
was
I
Jack
hate to break it
Ruby
to
was a
you.
mutant. That would have been awesome if Jack Ruby.
All right,
was
so we've covered. Who'd you bring back? You brought back somebody.
JFK.
JFK.
Literally the thing we're talking about.
The topic one. Listen, you make strong fucking.
You were the one
confessions,
pouring
bro.
straight bourbon into our glasses for the
Well,
last 2
because
hours.
honestly, it's the only way that I can spend time with you people is if I'm fucking lit. Oh.
Well,
it's not
another
a
bottle.
nice awe. I'm
That's
sorry.
how Tim does it. He does it with Quaaludes.
No. But it is delicious. Everything that you have in front of me is delicious. I would say, honestly, I got nothing right now.
Would you guys? Is there anybody that you personally know
Oh yeah.
that like jumps to mind?
Like-
Okay, so
grandfather.
that's good.
I'd
I mean, the
agree.
obvious
Yeah.
choices are like, my mom
Yeah.
or something personal, but I unselfishly wouldn't do that. Mm-hmm. That's a real selfish move. Sure. That would affect only me and probably piss her off because she was like, "Oh, I was so happy. I was bathing in the light, and then you brought me back, and now I'm old again." You know, so I'm not gonna do that to her, or, whatever. So I would say, fuck, JFK's a really good one.
You're welcome.
How do you top JFK?
Abraham Lincoln.
Jesus.
No, I don't really know. About
Dude, Abraham Lincoln's a fascinating one though.
It is because
that
there's
was-
a lot of mixed reports on him, and
But I feel like he would have. It's the same reason way I feel about a few presidents back in the day. Without term limits in the 1860s, he probably would have been president 4 or 5 times. like 4 or
With
5
the
terms.
limitations.
Yeah.
Terms, yeah.
Like so, like that would have changed everything. It's the same way with FDR. Like
He'd be like a dictator almost, and it would actually help the country.
That's the way I felt about like. I almost feel that way about Clinton. Like, you could see even after Lewinsky, like he was still popular. Gore didn't really suffer because of him, so he probably would have been president at least for one more term. Like so there's all those like weird things. Like if these, like FDR died right after he was elected the 4th time, and that gave us Truman and all these kinds of things, which changed. I don't know. That kind of stuff's really interesting to me. FDR was the reason we have that amendment. Yeah.
And the reason is FDR.
Good. Hoobastank.
Yeah,
Really?
thank you. And the reason is
What
FDR.
if?
That's how you know the podcast has got on
What if
too
we
long.
brought back like a popular theorist, or not necessarily political figure, but like a Freud or a Jung?
That'd be awesome.
Einstein.
How would that? Einstein.
No? Sorry.
Well, I mean, Einstein. We've been continuing on his theories, right? We've been
Yeah.
enhancing, and then we've been improving on them. But like, what about something? I don't know, like theory driven or sociologically driven.
I always wonder. I've always
not
talked.
politically
I've
driven.
talked about this in the show before. I've always wanted to bring Benjamin Franklin to current present day and show him all the crazy shit we got.
What about Tesla?
He sucks.
Tesla sucks.
Tesla sucks.
He's all in bed with
He
the
created
oatmeal.
direct current. No, he created AC. He created AC. It's like the one thing that we all run on.
That's true. Okay, he's cool.
Yeah, Ben Franklin, just because he was such a fucking OG,
Ben Franklin's an actual fucking dick.
he's also really smart.
He's fucking hella smart. It's an OC.
Hella
Hey, he's
No,
OG.
no, OC. Where are we now? San Francisco.
NorCal.
NorCal. Yeah.
The Bay, the city by the Bay.
Yeah, so you've got
John Denver.
Tesla, and then you've got Ben Franklin, and Ben Franklin was more of a DC, and then you got Tesla was an AC, right? Alternating current.
I know what you're saying. I don't know who which would be which.
Anyway, continue your thought.
No, that's okay. Great. That's a great. I mean, Greg did bring that up in the past, just with Franklin. Just because he was such a an OG inventor and had his hands on everything, he was such a Renaissance man.
Think of how he would flip the fuck out at the kites we have.
No, yeah, that's definitely that's why he was interested in kites, was just for the kites themselves.
He was like, guys, look, you don't get it. You put it up there, and then there's wind.
Mr. Franklin, I have
there's
all the
winds.
world's knowledge at my fingertips in the palm of my hand. Dope, but I gotta see this kite.
Take me to Christie Field right now and show me the dudes that are blazed out flying kites. I need to see this.
The Kite Runner. Loved it.
Not what I thought it was gonna be.
A lot of
really
rape
good movie
and
though.
weird Indian shit going on, but I love the title.
Wow. Wow.
Was that too much?
No.
It's a podcast. I don't know.
No,
what
we're
can I say? What can I not say? I don't know. Cheers to that.
Complete immunity.
Cheers to that.
One more time.
Cheers. Cheers.
You're out of Coca-Cola.
I am.
tonight. Straight in.
Is that it, Gregory?
And when Tim's out of Coca-Cola, that's the end of the
That's all
Game
she
Over
wrote.
Greggy show. Thank you all for joining us right now. Remember, it goes very simply. Every week, 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather around this table above a guy with some kind of nasal problem. We each bring a random topic of conversation for your amusement. If you like that, you can get the full show as an MP3 every Friday at GameOverGreggy.bandcamp.com for $1. If we're not worth that dollar, you go to YouTube.com/GameOverGreggy. The next week, every day, it's broken out topic by topic until the whole show posts on Fridays. One big
I
episode.
remember all that shit. It's kind of impressive.
We just made it all up, and then I've had 30 weeks
And it's
now to
just
say
so
it over and over.
in your
Yeah.
fucking psyche
Buy
at this
shirts at
point, you know?
districtlines.com/GameOverGreggy.
Sure, we don't sell that
I know.
shit.
Don't buy the Gone Home shirt there. You go to the Gone Home store. Gone Home is a great
And
game.
remember, kids, nasal rinse.
Yeah,
Medipot, sinus rinse, whatever you got going on.
Medipot.
Just take care of your sinus cavities. I think is really an important lesson. Important tonight.
It's essential.
Yeah, it really is.
Damien, thank you for coming. This has been enjoyable. I enjoy you.
On a
There's
scale
a
of 1 to
handshake.
10, seriously, don't sugarcoat it.
859.
I'll take it. I was really thinking 4 or 3 was coming.
Oh my God,
way.
no, this has been great.
I swear to God.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for joining us. It's been a pleasure all day. I've had your
I
company.
do think you're sexy.
Everyone follow him on Twitter. It's been live across the screens here.
I think you're a good man.
He's in Borderlands
I like this
2.
hand
He's
thing
in
we got
Tales from
going
the
on.
Borderlands.
You have
this
soft
year.
hands
He's
like
in-
I
I do.
Borderlands
I'm
are
a
pretty
girly-handed
soft
man.
hands.
Wait,
I'm not a fan of manual
Tim,
labor.
Are you wearing a TMNT bandage on your finger?
No, I'm wearing one that says "Don't ask." on my middle finger. Didn't
Awesome.
mean to do that, but
What happened is I went to a white elephant gift party at Dave Fenoy's house, and I ended up with these drunk people bandages. So they're all like shit show and don't ask and all these. And I'm out of the normal band-aids, so that's what you had to
What
use
does
today.
it fucking mean? I'm sorry, I'm out of the loop, man.
Don't ask.
Don't
just
ask.
It's
don't
like-
ask.
it's like-
Come on.
what
Is it a
happened
gay
to your
thing?
finger?
Like-
Don't
No,
ask.
no.
ask,
It's
don't
like
tell,
they're in like
No,
a
I'm serious.
No, I know you are. They're like basically like if you saw somebody on the street with the wound, it would say don't ask. So don't ask
what'd
them
you do
how
with
you
your
got.
finger?
Yeah, how did you
What'd
hurt
you do with your
yourself?
finger?
Don't ask.
Just don't ask.
But it is
got
Donatello colored.
I get
It is it does look like
I saw the
TMNT.
DNT.
How did you cut your hand?
I tried picking up the camera outside and like you saw me. I had my
Jesus.
hands full, and you're like,
says don't
"Hold on,
ask.
Tim." But before then, I like scraped
And
it.
just cut your little porcelain skin up.
Yes,
Beautiful
Alright.
baby doll skin.
supple porcelain.
Yes.
It's like a 12-year-old girl.
it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been our pleasure to serve you. We'll see you next week.
You always get the chords wrong.
Wake up late for school. You don't want to go.
Why did I agree to do
I don't know. A lot of people ask themselves that question.